Hello everybody, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another Magic the Gathering video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a really awesome infinite combo within Standard that is almost exclusively using cards in Theros Beyond Death. Now this combo revolves around a couple cards. There's a white Archon and an enchantment, which there's probably one of in every set. And then it also involves a way to infinitely sack something, so in this example we'll be using Woe Strider. All you have to do is equip something like Kaya's Ghost Form, or really anything, or like Minions Return, to the White Archon, and then you have this infinite loop of being able to sack this creature, because when the Archon dies, it returns an enchantment to the battlefield, and then the enchantment says whenever the enchanted creature dies, return it to the battlefield. So you get to basically have this infinite jump blocker, this infinite sacrificer. And when you combine that with Woe Strider, you get an infinite scry. And then when you combine that with something like Corpse Knight, you get some really awesome combinations. Now, you're about to see two variants of the deck. One that uses red and cares about sacrificing things more, and so that's why it has the red in there. And then one that's really just black and white, and so you'll be able to see kind of how the differences go. But why don't we run through a quick demo of how the deck works. First, you want to play the Archon. Then you want to enchant the Archon. Then you want a way to sacrifice it. So, Woe Strider is the only way in Standard currently to infinitely sack something without paying a cost. Then you want something that cares about when a creature dies, when a creature enters the battlefield, or whenever you sacrifice a permanent. So Mayhem Devil, Corpse Knight, Cruel Celebrant, all of these are really awesome choices. Then, just sack Archon of Falling Stars. It dies, and Minions Return is put into the graveyard. Then, Minions Return brings the Archon back. Then, you take Archon's ability and return Minions Return to the battlefield attached to the Archon. Then, the Cruel Celebrant will ping someone, or the Corpse Knight will ping someone, and then you can do that all over again, because now you have the Archon that is enchanted already. So this is just an infinite cycle, which, again, can lead to infinite chump blockers, infinite sacrifice, food, really anything, and it's pretty amazing. So why don't we just jump right into the gameplay? Let me just say one quick thing first. One of the great things about this deck is that even if you don't get all your combo pieces, so if you are missing your Woe Strider, you still have the infinite chump blocker, which is really great for stalling. They can attack with the biggest, baddest creature, and it's just going to keep coming back. And if you're using something like Kaya's Ghost Form, then it's possible that you could even dodge Exile with this, so it's a pretty cool combo. So let's just jump right into the gameplay. Alrighty, so jumping right into this, I'm facing Sparky because, well, this combo isn't very good. Please, while the deck list is in the description, please don't build this unless you have every single card in here already, or, you know, you're missing a common here or there. Basically, what this deck is a white, black, red deck that cares all about sacrificing. I turned my Jund deck, got rid of the green and replaced it with white. And that's pretty much what this deck was. Now, this was my, I believe, day one deck. Now, I do have a second deck, which I talked about earlier, which is just black and white, coming up next. But my opponent here really isn't able to do anything. And you can see I already have a lot of the pieces of my combo with the Woe Strider, the Mayhem Devil, and really everything else there is just kind of icing on top of the cake with the Midnight Reaper and all of that. Although you do have to be careful with Midnight Reaper that you don't kill yourself, because while he doesn't care about non-tokens, you are making an infinite creature that is not a token. And so really, the hardest part about getting this combo to go off is getting to 6 mana, and then the next turn. First off, letting your Archon survive till the next turn, and then enchanting it with something. Now, this deck also doesn't run as much redundancy when it comes to all the cards, but as you can see, I'm able to get Archon out on the battlefield. And so, like, at this point, the combo's about to go off. I have a Woe Strider, which is my infinite way to sack things, Archon, which is part of the infinite creature. I'm able to flash that in, and then I'm able to infinitely sack this. Now, at first, I have it so I have to choose the order, but then I learned that you don't actually have to do it. It's smart enough where you don't have to choose the order. It will just do it for you. And if you notice, basically, you just sacrifice the Archon, say, yes, you want to return the enchantment, tell it to return it to the Archon, and then just do this over and over again and choose targets for Mayhem Devil. Now, part of the reason I went to make this the next deck, which is just black and white, is that the next one does damage to each opponent, so you don't actually have to choose a target, it just chooses it for you. Also, just note, if you have any other enchantments in your graveyard, this is a much harder process to do because you have to you have to choose which enchantment. Now, I left this in because I want to show you. My game literally timed out, and it said connection lost, and I had to restart the game, and when I restarted it, it wasn't there. Sparky was like, no, you don't kill me. I'm going to time you out. Either way, here's another one. What's cool about this deck is that I have a little bit more redundancy with Kaya's Ghost Form, and instead of running Mayhem Devil, I run Corpse Knight and Cruel Celebrant, which are really awesome cards because you don't have to target something with them. Yeah. So they just allow you to be really quick, and Cruel Celebrant allows you to heal life. Now, another thing to note is if you're ever facing Sparky, he does not know how to use Wish Claw Talisman, so you just get to search for something for free, or like, they don't get the benefit of it too, which is interesting, but no one's really ever fighting Sparky now. This deck is built, it's literally just combo pieces and murder spells. That's literally this entire deck. I added a lot more redundancy. I added a second Woe Strider because I pulled it in a pack. I added Kaya's Ghost Form, so at this point I'm running 12 of the return cards, and then I'm also running kill spells because my thought is, hey, maybe a secondary win con can be enchant your opponent's stuff with like the minion's return and then kill it to gain control of it, because that's how that works. But as you notice, a lot of this is just setting up and getting up to Archon. Now you'll notice what actually happens here is that I managed to get out the combo now, and so that happened a lot faster, and what I'm able to do is, you'll notice that this is a lot less steps. Now the scrying is kind of annoying, and also if you don't have Corpse Knight out, you can just infinitely scry in order to get the cards, like to know every single card in your library. And while you can't rearrange them per se, you can just put the card you want on top of your library. In Paper Magic, as soon as you can prove that you can create an infinite combo, you can just be like, I do this now 100 more times. But in MTG Arena, you do have to do this over and over again, which takes forever. But it's very interesting. I like infinite combos. They're not great decks, but they're really fun because your opponent can be winning. They could be at 52 life and you could be at 2. But the second you start your infinite combo, they're dead. It doesn't matter how the rest of the game went. It really only matters what happens here. So one thing to note is the combo can be broken if they can kill Woe Strider while Archon is dead. So make sure that doesn't happen. Either way, guys, I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I've been trying to make my content more consistent and reliable and just really better quality. If you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, deck list in the description, although don't really build this deck unless you have all the cards for it already.